Alright guys, we are finally getting a chance to have a live UFC event this weekend. It's a pay-per-view event too. It's great. UFC 249 going down tonight, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida. Now aside from the lack of fans, this event's going to run just like any other UFC pay-per-view. We get 12 fights on the card, including ESPN prelims, matches running all day long. Alright, you all caught up now? Now, let's get to what we've been waiting for, and I want to give my best bet for tonight's card. My best bet's going to come from the co-main event, which is going to be Henry Cejudo going toe-to-toe against Cruz. Cejudo opened as a big 285 favorite, minus 285. He's since been bet down to about minus 220. Cruz is where I'm going to focus my attention here, though. He's a great underdog, I think, considering who he has beaten in the past in his championship pedigree. He was picked to replace Jose Aldo in this bout, if you don't know. He's been seeing his first live action in over 3 years, too. His last fight was back in 2016. Lost to TJ Dillashaw for the bantamweight title. It was his first loss in almost 10 years. Now, it's a pretty unusual situation he's coming into. He's been a commentator, not even ranked, but he's being pushed in his title fight. So the question is, can he regain his long-lost bantam title after sitting next to Joe Rogan for the last 4 years? I don't know, here's a few things that I think that are tempting and reasons that I think he might be able to. He moves like nobody else. Think John Jones, but like even on more crack and cocaine. Like just out of his mind, an orthodox stand-up fighter. He's probably the most unorthodox fighter in the UFC. No opponent would have an easy task trying to track where he's going. I don't even think he knows sometimes, he just lets it flow. With his boxing skills, especially in the pocket, it's easy to see why Cruz has only lost 2 fights in his entire career. He was injured in that second one, I think. His defense of takedown of 83.3% is also very good and very important in this fight. It's going to mean he's going to be hard to be taken down. You're going to get him maybe twice in 10 tries. Now the big knock against Cruz is obviously his absence from the octagon. He's not won a fight in almost 5 years, and he's 35 years old. He's not a spring chicken anymore. Obviously he's keeping in shape, but just how good a shape is he in? Is he in fight shape right now? He's in 5-round championship fight shape. I don't know, it remains to be seen. Now Cejudo, current champion, he's a former freestyle wrestler. He won the Beijing Olympic gold medal, all right? So, I mean, accolades don't get much bigger than that. There's not really much else to say about his wrestling pedigree. He's beaten guys like Demetrius Johnson. He beat TJ Dillashaw. And he's been on a roll. He's looking hot, unstoppable now. He's developed into an elite striker as well. Combinations, hand speed, rank him up with the best of them. Wrestling is not his only skill here. He also has elite conditioning. Cejudo could go 20 rounds if they want him to tonight. Now the one big issue I see with him though is his submission skills. Despite his amazing wrestling, he's not much of a submission guy. He never really learned to be a high-quality Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. I think this is going to be a problem. Not even just tonight, it has been kind of an issue that he's been working around. He's been winning despite of this. Now he's healthy, right? But he's going up against a guy with 25 fights under his belt. Now I know I'm going against the grain here, but I like the underdog. Cejudo has a very tough fight. He had a very tough fight against Marlon Moraes in his last fight, and he almost got knocked out in the first round. Now Moraes is also an orthodox fighter. He moves weird, and it really trips Cejudo up. Now I think that the same thing is going to happen, but I also think that Cruz is a much better fighter. He's going to punish him a lot more for this. Cejudo is also a very odd combination of size and speed, but not in a good way. Cruz is going to be a bigger fighter, but also, even at his age, might be quicker on his feet. Cejudo is surprisingly slow for as small as he is. I think he's like 5'3" or 5'4", and it's going to hurt his chances of taking down Cruz, I believe. Now, betting that Cejudo struggles again in the opening rounds as he did in his last fight, Cruz does more to capitalize and puts Cejudo into a deep hole. So long as Cruz can stay off his back, keep away from the cage, and he can point Cejudo down. I can see him winning in a decision here. I see a real chance to hit this win. That is the case here. So I'm currently looking at a plus 180 at DraftKings. Parlay on Cruz decision for it to go to a decision pays out plus 352 together. So that's Cruz to win and for the fight to go to decision. That's plus 352 at DraftKings right now. Guys, that's my pick for tonight. I hope you guys have the best of luck, and we'll catch up to you, I guess.